Is Mr. Balaw here? Mr. Balaw?
Yes,
B-A-L,
Your Honor.
where are
Yes,
you?
Your Honor.
Oh, there you are. All right. We're on the record in 2022 TR 2146, State of Kansas versus James Balaw. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes, Your Honor. Bala.
Bala?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, JRegier for the state, Mr. Bala in person. And pro se, this matter was set at the defendant's request. He originally was charged for 97 miles per hour and a 75. He set the matter for hearing for February 22nd of 2023, but failed to appear. I understand, Mr. Bala, that you were deployed at the time in the military. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And somehow the matter went to collections, even though you hadn't been found guilty. Is that part correct also?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so you've asked to appear today. Are you wanting to have that removed from collections and have the matter set for trial?
Yes, Your Honor. If that would be very much, I would appreciate that so much, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Regier, any position on this?
Your Honor, I have something to say.
Okay, before Mr. Regier answers, then go ahead, please.
Okay, so when I was on deployment, I had this mail sent out to my house. So my wife called me, and at the time I was already in. Well, I can't really call the place name for some security reasons. So I was able to make a phone call, but every time I make a phone call, I was using payphone to call the court. So the lady told me there's no way they can retrieve it. They from the collections, they only can make a court date for me. I was like, okay, that would be good, so I can be able to talk to the judge due to the fact that my current location and the reason why I'm here. So she said, okay, but then nobody sent me an email. She said they're going to send me an email before the date of the court date. Nobody sent me an email. Even this one that I'm on right now, nobody sent me an email. I had to call the clerk office like 15 minutes ago before she could give me the case ID number and the password to log on to Zoom, or else I was going to miss it out because I've been checking my email since yesterday because I know today. So some type of miscommunication somewhere, and that's the reason why I missed the first court date. Even though I was on deployment, I was willing to appear to court on Zoom to explain to the judge, whoever the judge was at the time, to tell him or her that, hey, I'm sorry, I can't be in person, but this is my situation. I just need to make a payment, because I even agreed to make payments. But the lady said, no, we can't take no payments anymore. I told her, like, ma'am, I'm on deployment. Can you please help me?
I think we can help you. It's most regrettable that you've had to go through that much, but I don't think it's any consolation to you, but I think computers that are putting you in the situation you are in. But Ashley, I can order that be removed from collections, can I not?
Yes, you can. We just need that in a journal entry.
All right. Mr. Regier, would you please, I haven't heard from you. Do you have any objections to my, under these circumstances, removing it from collections?
Your Honor, if that is the court's order.
All right. Well, I always have trouble when they get sent to collections before they've even been found guilty. And I know that's not something that happens at the local level. It happens up at the state level. And I don't understand that any more than Mr. Balaw does. But I am going to order that the case be removed from collections. That's the first order. Now, Mr. Balaw, how do you want to proceed on this charge of 97 miles per hour and a 75? Do you want to plead not guilty and set it for trial by Zoom? Do you want to plead guilty, admitting it, and proceed with sentencing today, which would be a scheduled fine of, I believe, 123 plus 108 court costs? Is that right, Mr. Regier?
One moment, Your Honor.
Of course, that's kind of catching you off guard because I think this was just put on the docket. Or you can plead, Mr. Balaw, no contest. Now that means you don't admit that you were speeding, but you don't want to deny it and take it to trial either. So those are, do you understand those three options, or can I answer any
Uh,
questions?
Your Honor, I will just plead no contest because if the favor you're doing me right now, if that favor was done like back in February, I was gonna be able to pay it up because I told the lady that, hey, there's no need for me to go all the way to Kansas. I can just make my payments online or tell my wife to submit a payment, and there. Well, I was denied of all those, so that's the reason why we're here today. But by that time, the payments should have been done like long time ago, Your Honor. So.
Yeah, it's most unfortunate. All right, so you want to plead no contest, neither admitting
Yeah.
nor denying that you were traveling at the rate of 97 miles per hour in a 75 mile per hour zone.
Yeah, I'll plead no contest, Your Honor.
Is anyone making you enter this plea today by any kind of threats or promises?
No, ma'am.
And you
No, Your Honor.
understand with this plea, you're giving up your right to trial and your right to appeal conviction?
Your Honor, I will, if the court can help me, I can make the payment, and I just don't want it to pop up on my driving's record. I don't know if the court can help me with that too.
All right, it will show on your driving record as a conviction for speeding. That's done in Topeka, the Department of Revenue, Division of Vehicles, and I don't have any control over that. And it looks like you were going too fast, according to the allegations, to have received the diversion. So do you still want to proceed with the plea, knowing that it will go on your record?
I will change. I will change it to not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, not guilty, and you want to set this for a bench trial by Zoom?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's set this for trial. And Ashley, when is the next trial?
November the 29th.
November 29th at 1:30. Now, if something happens, are you still on deployment?
No, Your Honor. I've been back. I've been back since June. When I came back, I called the court also to let them know I was back, and that's how they scheduled the time for today's date.
All right, so at this point, Ashley, the state hasn't done anything to suspend his license, have they, that you know of?
Yes, he
Yeah.
is also suspended.
It is suspended?
Yes, because he didn't pay it by the date that it was due on his ticket. So they suspend and send to collections at that point.
All right, so we can take it out of collections. Is there anything we can do to get the suspension lifted from this end?
No.
Mr. Regier, is there anything you can or would do in that regard?
Your Honor, my understanding is as an administrative process done through the Department of Revenue and is not necessarily within the bounds of this court. Of course, if Your Honor knows something differently, I'd be eager to hear anything on that.
Okay. Mr. Balaw,
Yes, Your Honor.
would you like for me to appoint an attorney to help you sort through all of this, since you can't even legally drive right now without a license or your
Yes,
license is suspended?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, are you working at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. My wife drives me back and forth to work because I live 15 minutes away from the military base in Texas, Fort Cavazos.
Well, I'm going to appoint Darren Patterson, and then we'll figure out whether or not you'll be responsible for fees on that.
Your Honor,
Mr. Regier?
I must respectfully remind the court that the only charge before the court is an infraction.
Oh, I can't appoint Mr. Patterson on a suspension or on a speeding. Thank you, Mr. Regier. Yeah, I can't on a speeding. I was thinking of driving while suspended, but you could give Mr. Patterson a call and see if there's anything he can do to help you with that suspension, or any other attorney of your choice. Darren Patterson takes our appointments and works with these license issues all the time. And it's Darren Patterson.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, if I may, I recall the last time when I talked to the clerk, I just don't remember her name, but she told me that if I make the payment, which is the fines, and then there will be a letter coming from the court that I have made my payment, and they will send a letter of reinstatement to the state of Texas, since that's my home of residence, to the state of Texas, and then the state of Texas will reinstate my license.
Mhm. And that can happen. And if you go ahead with your plea today, we can do that, get that started. But with your bench trial, we'd have to wait and to see if you were found guilty or not guilty in November before we could get to that point.
November is a long time for me, Your Honor.
It's a long time. Yes, you're right. A long time without a license.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, is there a way the court can reduce my court costs so I can be able to make a payment through the clerk? Then I don't have to play not guilty and go away for November's trial. I can just make the payment.
Well, I can give you some time to pay. It looks like the total with court costs is $231. I could give you time to pay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Would that? Oh, but that wouldn't get your license reinstated.
It
Okay.
will get.
All right. So you're saying that you can't afford to pay that, or you don't have the resources right now to pay the $231?
As of now, I cannot make the payment of $231 right now, but I can at least make half a payment because I have to pay the court costs and the fines.
Okay.
And then by the middle of August, no, August already ended. By the middle of September, let's say around September 15, I can call the court and make the balance payment.
Okay.
But I can be able to make a payment today, at least half.
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Bilal, that on a traffic infraction like this, I could go up to a $500 fine plus court costs. But the scheduled fine that the state recommends is $123 or directs. But I believe I could even waive that fine if I needed to. I can't tell you before your conviction what exactly I would do, but I will tell you that I believe I could waive that fine. That would still leave court costs of $108.
Yes, Your Honor. I would just play no context so I can make the payment and have my license reinstated.
All right. So the state is alleging that on July 19th, 2022 at 3:56 p.m., you were,
Your Honor,
Mr. Regier?
if he is intending to enter a no contest plea, I am prepared to lay a factual basis on that point. Before I do, I'm not sure if the court wants to address the issue of waiver.
No, you said I should go on the line, so that's why I just. You got this board. You don't want to do that. You got your driver's license with you? Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Bilal.
I'm listening. I'm doing inspection. That's why.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure I know that what he's pleading to. With it being an infraction, I don't believe he has to waive attorney, but Mr. Bilal, are you wanting to represent yourself today on this traffic matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't want to hire an attorney?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so I'll find he's waived his right to an attorney. And the state's alleging that on July 19th, 2022 at 3:56 a.m., you were operating a motor vehicle on Interstate 35, mile marker 72S in Butler County, Kansas, where the posted speed was 75 and your automobile was going 97. That is what you're pleading no contest to?
Yes, Your Honor.
Neither admitting nor denying, but standing mute without a trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Regier, you had a basis.
Yes, Your Honor. The ticket does indicate all that. July 19th, 2022, on I-35 at mile marker 72.
Sure.
My understanding is that is just on the northwest side of El Dorado, forgive me, Your Honor. Certainly within the bounds of Butler County.
Cash or card?
The stop occurred in a 2008 Dodge Magnum.
I can go.
And,
I can go get.
The officer measured the defendant's speed at 97 in a 75 mile per hour zone.
I got your
radar as well.
Mr. Bilal, are you with the
Yes,
motor? Are you on a traffic stop right now?
No, I was talking to an inspection officer.
Where is the inspection officer?
He's in Waco. We came to do a inspection on the car that my wife gonna be driving.
Looks like you may have driven the vehicle there, but Mr. Regier, did you get a chance to finish what you were wanting to say? You were getting interrupted there.
As I was saying, Your Honor, the stop appears to involve a 2008 Dodge Magnum on the northwest side of El Dorado. I believe that's where mile marker 72 on I-35 is. The officer measured the defendant's speed at 97 in a 75 mile per hour zone using stalker radar, also pursuant to the ticket.
Well, I find there is a factual basis to support the defendant's plea of no contest. Mr. Bellaw, I do find you guilty of speeding 97 in a 75. I will assess the court costs of 108. And in this rare event, I will waive fines. And when can you pay that 123 or that 108? Now you're muted. When?
Your Honor, I can make the payment today.
All right. Ashley, do you know if he can make that online today?
No, he will not be able to make a payment until we have a journal entry and have it removed from collections.
All right. Can we get that done as soon as possible, Mr. Regier?
I will put a note in the file on that point. In this particular instance, I have not seen anything to suggest that the waiver of fines is appropriate, but if that is the court's order, of course, the journal entry will reflect that.
Well, that will be the judge's orders.
Very good, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Bellaw, I'm going to order that you pay it within 30 days,
Yes, Your Honor.
but don't be driving because it looks suspiciously like you're driving this morning without a license, and that becomes a B misdemeanor. Is that car moving?
No, Your Honor. That's the car I'm sitting in.
All right.
It's an open field, and the inspection officer is inspecting other people's cars, so I'm sitting in the car.
Well, I took a lot of consideration under your circumstances because you were serving your country and you didn't have any control over your deployment. And you've told me you had a lot of problems with trying to use payphones and so I'm giving you consideration for all of this and the fact that your license is now suspended, you're trying to get it back. But don't be out there driving because then all of this has been for nothing. You'll get a Class B misdemeanor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So 30 days to pay. Do you want the website to pay it online? There's nothing further. We'll be in recess. Mr. Regier, before I let him go, is there anything else we need to do?
Nothing from the state's perspective, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Bellaw, you may go at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.